Hello, my friend. Welcome to Reflections and Music, praying with singers, sinners, and saints. Sister Janet Mead was born in Adelaide, Australia on August the 15th, 1937. At age 16, Janet formed a band simply called the Rock Band to provide music for the weekly Mass at her church. This would have been in 1953, only a couple of years after a Cleveland, Ohio disc jockey named Alan Freed began playing this style of music in 1951 and referring to it as rock and roll on his radio program. So, did she call her group Rock Band because of this new style of music, or in reference to the words of Jesus when he said, "Upon this rock I will build my church"? Whatever the case, she studied piano at the Adelaide Conservatorium and eventually joined the Sisters of Mercy order, where she became a music teacher at 2 local Catholic schools. She began to explore the rock mass concept in the early 1970s because she wanted to make the Mass more interesting and accessible for her students. This led to a successful series of rock masses she held at St. Francis Xavier's Cathedral in Adelaide. She began making professional recordings of her music for schools and churches in 1973, and later that year went to Sydney to record a cover of the Donovan song "Brother Sun, Sister Moon," which had been written for the soundtrack of a movie with the same name. The producer wanted her to record a rock arrangement of the Lord's Prayer to serve as the B-side of the record. Surprisingly, the B-side became the hit and reached number 3 on the Australian singles chart in 1974. It peaked at number 4 in the United States on the Billboard Hot 100 during Holy Week in April of that year. The song became an international hit, selling nearly 3 million copies worldwide and making the upper reaches of the pop charts in countries as diverse as Canada, Japan, Brazil, and Germany. She was nominated for a Grammy for Best Inspirational Performance, but lost to Elvis Presley's "How Great Thou Art." She was the first Australian artist to sell 1 million copies in the U.S. of a record produced in Australia. She donated all of her royalties to charity. Interestingly, Sister Janet was the second woman to have a top 10 single on the Billboard Hot 100 chart as a nun. Sister Luke Gabrielle, aka the Singing Nun, had a number 1 pop hit in 1963 with a song called Dominique. Despite pressure and media interest for Sister Janet to continue her career as a pop artist, she withdrew from the spotlight and even described the record's success as a horrible time in her life. She did not abandon her love of music, however, and even returned to the studio later in life to record again. She produced multiple plays, liturgies, and more than 20 musicals, and also ran the St. Aloysius College Orchestra for many years. She received the Golden Gospel Award in 2004 in recognition of her services to Australian Christian music, and was also named South Australian of the Year for her care of the homeless. She was inducted into the South Australian Music Hall of Fame in 2015. She died on January the 26th, 2022, at the age of 84. I grew up in the Baptist church and learned at a young age the Lord's Prayer along with the 23rd Psalm in Sunday school. As children, My classmates and I recited the Lord's Prayer every morning at school after saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and this was at a public school. I remember playing on the junior high basketball team, and before every game, in the locker room, as teammates, we gathered in a circle with arms locked together and heads bowed, prayed the Lord's Prayer. In retrospect, we did so not necessarily because we were religious or spiritually minded, rather to have God on our side as we played the game, or so we thought. In that sense, the prayer was nothing more than a good luck charm. And that is the danger, I suppose, of saying rote prayers if we devoid them of meaning and simply repeat them as a way to be in good graces with God. It is wise, therefore, to pause and ponder the words when praying the Lord's Prayer, which is so full of meaning and spiritual value. After all, according to the Scripture, it is an example of how Jesus taught us to pray. In gratitude, therefore, to the late Sister Janet Mead for reminding us of this great prayer, for presenting it in a contemporary manner for young people around the world to sing along with and enjoy.